Frozen Borders. Unveiling the dark network exploiting Canada's immigration system. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. Today, we're diving into a shocking and eye-opening topic that reveals the darker side of Canada's immigration system. While Canada is known as a symbol of hope and opportunity, there's a hidden crisis unfolding. Human traffickers are exploiting the very systems designed to protect and empower migrants, preying on vulnerable individuals. In this video, we'll uncover how these traffickers misuse pathways like student visas and asylum claims, creating dangerous situations for those seeking a better future. But that's not all. Stay tuned as we reveal how platforms like Instagram and TikTok have become unexpected marketplaces for these illegal activities. If you care about justice, safety, and protecting those who need it most, you won't want to miss this. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss critical updates like this one. Let's get started. Canada's immigration system. A trust built on inclusivity. Canada's immigration system has long been celebrated for its openness, providing access to education, employment, and safety for millions worldwide. But this trust-based system is under siege. Traffickers exploit its vulnerabilities, using the student visa program, in particular, as a tool for manipulation. Many migrants are lured with promises of legitimate opportunities, only to be abandoned in perilous situations or funneled into illegal activities. For example, investigations have revealed traffickers arranging for students to secure admission to lesser-known Canadian colleges. Upon arrival, these migrants are directed toward illegal border crossings into the United States. What starts as a hopeful journey often ends in exploitation, danger, or tragedy. A tragic reminder. The Patel family story. In January 2022, the Patel family, including 2 young children, froze to death in southern Manitoba, near the U.S. border. Their story is a devastating reminder of the risks migrants face when traffickers prioritize profit over human life. Abandoned by smugglers, the family was told to walk toward the United States in extreme sub-zero temperatures. Unprepared for the harsh winter, they succumbed to the elements, highlighting the fatal consequences of these dangerous operations. Unfortunately, their story is not unique. Countless other migrants have faced similar fates as they attempt to navigate treacherous crossings orchestrated by traffickers. The rise of social media as a marketplace for smugglers. Thanks for staying with us this far. We appreciate your time and hope you're finding this information valuable. Let's now explore a critical and shocking aspect of this crisis. The role of social media platforms as enablers of human trafficking. Traffickers have turned platforms like Instagram and TikTok into virtual marketplaces for illegal migration services. These posts openly advertise smuggling operations, complete with contact information, prices, and false promises of safety. Some even include glowing testimonials to build credibility. The scale of this issue is compounded by the speed and anonymity that social media offers. Traffickers can create and delete accounts in seconds, making it difficult for authorities to track their activities. Moreover, encrypted messaging services linked to these platforms allow traffickers to communicate with potential migrants without leaving a clear digital trail. This technological advantage has given traffickers an edge, allowing their operations to flourish even as enforcement efforts struggle to keep up. What makes this trend particularly alarming is its accessibility. Potential migrants can find these posts with little effort, allowing traffickers to expand their operations rapidly. The algorithms driving social media engagement further amplify the reach of such posts, making them highly visible. Law enforcement faces significant challenges in combating this issue, as traffickers often use coded language or private messaging to evade detection. Although social media companies have taken steps to remove harmful content, traffickers adapt quickly, keeping their networks active. Canada's borders. Vulnerable and expansive. Canada shares an 8,800-kilometer border with the United States, one of the longest international borders in the world. Its vastness makes comprehensive monitoring nearly impossible, creating opportunities for smugglers to operate in remote areas. Migrants are often led through isolated, hazardous routes to avoid detection. These areas are chosen precisely for their inaccessibility, but this increases the risks for those attempting to cross. Harsh weather, rough terrain, and inadequate preparation make these journeys extremely dangerous. Adding to the challenge is the uneven distribution of enforcement resources along the border. While some high-traffic areas have robust monitoring systems and personnel, more remote regions remain under-patrolled, leaving critical gaps for traffickers to exploit. This imbalance in resources creates a reactive enforcement strategy, addressing incidents after they occur rather than preventing them proactively. Such vulnerabilities highlight the need for a more uniform and comprehensive approach to border management. The Patel family's tragedy illustrates the deadly combination of these factors. Similar stories emerge from other regions, where migrants are left stranded in life-threatening conditions. These incidents emphasize the urgent need for better border security and support systems. Human trafficking. A global web of exploitation. Human trafficking is not confined to Canada. It is a global crisis that spans multiple countries and involves sophisticated networks. Recent investigations have uncovered financial links between Canadian colleges and trafficking operations based in Mumbai. In India, traffickers facilitate fraudulent visa applications, charging desperate migrants exorbitant fees for fake promises. Once these individuals arrive in Canada, they are directed toward illegal crossings or exploitative labor arrangements. This international collaboration highlights the complexity of dismantling trafficking networks. Human trafficking is also a lucrative business. Traffickers profit massively from the desperation of their victims, fueling a multi-billion-dollar industry. Combating this problem requires not only enforcement but also strategies to cut off the financial resources that sustain these networks. Gaps in policy and enforcement. Canada's immigration system is strong, but it is not infallible. Significant gaps exist in oversight, particularly within the student visa program. Smaller colleges, which often lack resources to vet applicants thoroughly, are vulnerable to exploitation by traffickers. Border enforcement is another area where challenges persist. While Canada has allocated $1.3 billion over 6 years to enhance border security, critics argue that these measures are reactive rather than preventive. Addressing the root causes of trafficking requires more comprehensive policies and greater collaboration between governments. International efforts have shown promise, but bureaucratic obstacles often hinder progress. For example, investigations involving Canada and India have revealed inconsistencies in communication and enforcement, limiting the effectiveness of joint operations. The human cost. Stories of loss and hardship. Behind every statistic lies a deeply personal story. Migrants caught in trafficking networks endure immense suffering, including physical abuse, psychological trauma, and financial exploitation. Many are left in legal limbo, unable to return home or build a future in their destination country. The Patel family story is just one of many that highlight the human cost of trafficking. Their tragic deaths have become a symbol of the systemic failures that allow these networks to thrive. For their family and others affected by this crisis, justice and closure remain elusive. Building solutions. A path forward. Addressing the issue of human trafficking requires bold, coordinated action. Here are 6 key strategies that can make a difference. 1. Stronger oversight for student visas. Educational institutions must adopt stricter application processes, including enhanced document verification and interviews to assess intent. 2. Enhanced border security. Investments in advanced technology, such as drones and motion sensors, can improve monitoring in remote areas. Increased funding for border personnel and their training is equally critical. 3. Regulating social media platforms. Companies like Instagram and TikTok must collaborate with law enforcement to identify and remove content promoting illegal activities. Algorithms should prioritize identifying and suppressing such posts. 4. International cooperation. Countries need to share intelligence, standardize enforcement procedures, and conduct joint operations to dismantle trafficking networks. 5. Support for survivors. Trafficking survivors require medical, psychological, and legal assistance to rebuild their lives. These services also help authorities gather critical evidence against traffickers. 6. Public awareness campaigns. Educating migrants about the dangers of trafficking and promoting legal immigration pathways can reduce vulnerability. These campaigns should focus on high-risk communities. The exploitation of Canada's immigration system is a complex issue, but it is one that can be addressed through decisive and collaborative action. By strengthening oversight, holding traffickers accountable, and supporting those affected, Canada can uphold its reputation as a safe and welcoming nation. The stories we've explored today are tragic but also serve as a wake-up call. They remind us of the urgent need to act, not just as policymakers and organizations, but as a global community committed to justice and safety for all. As we've seen today, the exploitation of Canada's immigration system and the rise of human trafficking networks demand urgent attention. From the heartbreaking stories of loss to the chilling role of social media in enabling smugglers, this crisis affects us all. If this video has opened your eyes to the challenges we face and the actions we can take, let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think Canada and the world can do to tackle this issue? Your voice matters. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Canada Chronicles, and turn on the notification bell so you stay informed about critical topics like this one. Together, we can shine a light on these dark corners and work toward a brighter, safer future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.